Okay, hi WAS students. I am in Alabama right now and kind of in the type of area that I would have liked to have all of our classes. But I'm going to show you guys how to make a lean-to and uh, we'll see how it goes. Follow me. The first thing I need to do, I've picked these two trees to set my lean-to up against. And then I'm going to be laying down in this area back here. So the first thing I need to do is clear out that area of all the junk. So I'm just going to do that really quickly, moving any dead branches and things, and then clearing out the living ones so that I have a nice place to lay down. Alright, so that's probably clear enough for now. The next thing I'm going to do is cut a really long, thin tree to have as the cross beam that goes from this tree to that tree. So I kind of got one picked out over here, so let's go get that. This one seems like it'll be pretty good. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to come around this way, or maybe this way. I'm going to get down near the base of it and put some pressure against it like that, so it's already kind of stretched tight. And then I'm just going to hit it down here with the hatchet. And then we'll bring it back over to the location. Actually, let me just trim this off right here. And I'm gonna take some string and I'm gonna tie it across here, just like that. And that'll be my cross piece. Alright. Alright, so now we're gonna tie this cross piece between these two trees. And the nice thing about this one is there's kind of already a gap in there that I can slide this into like that. And it'll kind of hold it there while I'm setting it up. So I'm gonna slide that in. What did I do with my string? Oh, there it is. Grab my string and cut a length.
What kind of string do you need?
Any kind of string is fine. This is artificial sinews, but you can just use any plastic or cotton string as long as you have enough of it. So I'm going to wedge that in there and then start lashing it. Like this. Do a quick knot to help hold it in place. And I would normally use more string than this, but it's already kind of trapped in between these two trees, so I think that might be enough for there. And for the other side, I'm going to use quite a bit more to make sure that it actually stays up there. You get a few meters of it. Right about there. Alright, so this first one's a little hasty just to kind of hold it in place. And now that it's there, I can do a better job with some more string, but you don't have to watch that. Alright, so next thing, I cut 2 more long poles to have coming down from the cross brace like this, and put this one over here, and you want them to be probably about 6 feet apart, because you're going to be laying this way underneath this structure. And I'll just lash those down and then explain what happens next. Okay, so now the last step in building the frame of the lean-to is I cut a bunch of really long, thin sticks to tie across. I think I've got like 5 of them here. And then I basically just lash them onto the frame, and it's these cross sticks that I'm actually going to attach whatever roofing material I use to. So if I'm using like pine boughs or some kind of leaves, they're going to go on top of this. And if I carried a tarp, it's obviously going to be a lot easier because I can just spread the tarp across the whole thing. But yeah, these just the finishing touches of the shelter. Let's see. Alright, so the last bit was making the roof, and for the roof I cut cedar branches, and I had to get a whole bunch of them. And actually, if I was going to use this and I thought the weather would be bad, I would need a whole lot more to make sure that the water doesn't come through. But I'm just doing this for the demonstration right now. So basically what I'm doing is I'm feeding the branch through and then hooking some of the branches over the top support strut to hold it there, and then it lays across the one down below like that. And if you come over this way, you can see that I did the lower part of the roof first, and I did it in layers, starting with down here. This was the first layer, and I went all the way across, and then I did the next layer up here and laid it on top of the first layer so that the water running down runs from one layer onto the next and then off to the ground. So it's important to go from the bottom up to the top, and so now I'm just finishing at the top here. And I'm gonna push that into that space and hook some branches over the top and let it lay there. And that's the finished product, the shelter. And so I would be laying down underneath here to stay dry, and I would probably put a campfire right here at the opening and maybe make it a long campfire, like from here all the way to here. And then the heat would be reflected off the inside of my shelter, and so I would just be in this little area of heat right here, and the fire's here at the entrance. And the smoke would just go up and wouldn't be trapped by all this. So there you have it.